What's going on, Hustle Huddle? Want to start this week's podcast off with just a huge thank you. We've actually had an opportunity, Sean and I, to kind of meet and be face-to-face with some of you. And the feedback we've gotten, how much you guys are enjoying the podcast, really means a lot to us because we have a lot of fun recording it. The one thing that I would say is, as many of you that have said you've enjoyed it, don't be afraid to don't be afraid to follow, don't even be afraid to share. We're putting this content out for all of you guys. So if you are liking it, that's all that we ask. But other than that, on today's episode, we're going to be breaking down what's going on in our week, talking about what it's like being a pet parent, a couple of shows on Disney Plus, as well as, is college important in today's society for you?
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Hustle. I'm here with
Christian Roddy
and myself, Sean Fredericks. Today, let's go over your week, bro.
Yes, sir. We're actually recording this a little early because me and you both have weekend plans. So
Yeah.
it's actually Memorial Day right now, but you guys are going to be hearing this next Tuesday. As far as week, actually, I'm going to be up in Slow.
Slow. What is that?
San Luis Obispo.
Why'd you just say that?
Because San Luis Obispo, Slow. And that's what everyone calls the college up there, is Slow.
I never heard slow before. Hey, have you heard slow before?
Didn't you just talk about this not too long ago?
We did. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Like the other day.
I never heard of slow.
Exactly.
What?
So don't say it like it's a normal thing.
No, because you have Cal Poly Slow.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's all. I mean,
Yeah. Everybody should know that, right? Y'all all know that. Slow.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyways, he's going to be up in slow.
Yeah.
Because he is slow.
What a cock.
I'm playing.
No, so that's I guess that's Central California. It's 5 hours from here. But it's pretty coastal. I think it's 10 minutes from the beach.
I like how you said Central California and then it's coastal. I'm confused. I thought Central was more.
No, I mean, because we're SoCal, right?
Yeah.
But then you have NorCal.
Uh-huh.
So when I say Central, I just mean middle.
Okay,
it's not up by Washington, but it's definitely not as low as here in San Diego.
Gotcha. For some reason, I thought you meant more Central as in inland Central.
Oh, there ain't shit Central.
That's why I was like, wait, what?
No, you got mountains and high desert.
Yeah, I was like, wow. All right, that's gonna be fun.
No, we'll be by the beach, so it'll be cool. Yeah, we did an Airbnb for 4 days in downtown San Luis Obispo.
Wow, there you go. Don't say
Just
downtown slow. That sounds weird.
You cock.
All right.
So that's my upcoming week. Outside of that, obviously, watch the Kenobi series. We
Fire.
talk about that.
Fire. I wish I was a Jedi, bro. Oh, my God. I'd be a fucking menace as a Jedi. I swear, bro. Oh, my God. There's no way. You'd
be dark side for sure.
Bro, no, I'd be good. I'd be a Jedi, but I'll just be the Goku of Jedis. just wanting to square up with anybody. Anybody could get to work because I just want to see how powerful I could get as a Jedi. God. Maybe that does fall into the dark side.
That's what I was about to say.
I don't know. That does sound a little dark if I'm just chasing power.
Yeah, that's exactly what the dark
it's for
side
good
is.
though. I'm just beating up bad people. You feel me? I just wish I was Jedi. Plus, I'm playing on PS5. I'm playing the Jedi game, bro. I'm just surrounded by being a Jedi. I just need to be one. It's too late, bro. Maybe in the afterlife. I don't know.
Okay, but the show is fire. You weirdo.
Hey, show is fire. You feel me? All I know is if you've seen the show, that little running scene,
God. Yeah,
was the only thing that kind of pissed me off because I'm like, yo, you can get her. She's 10 years old. She's right over there. Go grab her.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be jogging in place.
He's just, oh no,
looking
she's
like
in the
Michael
way.
Myers, bro. Grab her ass and let's go.
God. But no, I mean, honestly, it's movie production quality.
Bro,
a
Disney
TV
Plus is doing a great job. All of their show is all movie production quality. And they all get great actors for them too. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, well, these are the actors that were in the original prequel.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Low key, were my favorite Star Wars movies.
Well, I mean, they got the dude from Tokyo Drift in there now too.
True.
And then they but yeah, going back to other shows on Disney Plus, they got what's the dude that plays Moon Knight? He's in there. That's another big name actor.
Yeah, he just did he was the father in the Dune movie, right?
Oh yeah, bro, I love Dune. That was a great movie. I love all that sci-fi movie shit. So fire.
It's been a good year. It's been a good couple years if you're in the cinema.
Oh, for sure. Last year was kind of a little light. I feel like I don't think anything crazy came out last year. Like that was like, oh damn.
Oh,
Spider-Man.
A lot. Well,
Spider-Man, yeah, it was like the biggest one, right?
Yeah, I guess it's
nothing crazy.
What else? There was stuff like that they had in production that got released. Like,
nothing that was like, damn, I need to go watch that again.
Nah, Black Widow. What else? We know how Jesse feels about that one.
Trash.
Yeesh.
Black Widow was pretty trash. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It was unnecessary.
It was good, but it wasn't like.
They had to make the movie.
Yeah, I feel like it was just forced, low key. Like
they had to introduce you to like the blonde girl.
No, I feel like they were just like, you know what? Like we're doing movies about every superhero. Like fuck it, it's about time we got Black Widow a movie. Yeah. Like the next one's gonna be a Hawkeye. Like
no, he's got a show.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like,
I guess we'll give.
We'll just give him a show because if you had a whole movie about Hawkeye, that shit probably wouldn't be that good.
Dang, that's my dude.
Unless
just
it's
out
like
here with no powers.
Unless it's
getting it done.
Unless it's him, like when he's like Ronin. When he's like doing his Ronin shit, bro.
That's cool.
That'd be a tight ass movie, and it's rated R, bro.
I'm still
just him being a dog and just fucking the Yakuza up.
I'm still surprised we haven't actually gotten anything of like the blip time frame. Like
not as much, no. What's supposed to be a Secret Invasion? That storyline, that show that's coming out, that's going to be within the blip.
We're talking about Marvel. You can see how excited Jesse is. You can see his eyes
lit up, gets him going over there. But no, yeah, Disney Plus does a great job. I feel like they're doing a great job with all their productions and all their films going on right now. So,
what you got going on this week?
Yeah, I mean, by the time this one comes out, the next day will be my birthday. So,
hey, happy early birthday!
Shout out to me,
everybody. You got go Venmo.
Go Venmo me for my shots, bro. I'm gonna post my Venmo. Go holler at me. But nah,
you did that last year, right?
Yeah, bro. I got I'm not even gonna say it because I got to.
You could just say how many people sent stuff.
It was like 20 people.
Dang,
yeah,
okay.
So it was pretty lit. Like shout out to all of them. But no, yeah, I'm gonna I think I have planned to go get like a tattoo consultation for my leg sleeve. So that's gonna be starting up. And then. Yeah, other than that, just hanging out with my badass dog, bro. He's a fucking menace right now. It's just because he's a puppy. Like I keep saying, it's just because he's a puppy, but like he's gone through training. But like he just obviously just I don't know, just a menace all the time. I'm like not all the time, but like it's a good like 60-40. But like he knows. Like last night we were playing Call of Duty, and he like knocked over my plant. In like the middle of the night, bro. Like I don't know what like he was doing, but like I have a plant like on like a little side table right next to the couch, and he like grabbed it and like knocked it over, and then all I hear is just and then like smelly plant water everywhere, and then plant and dirt, and I was like, and we were like maybe like on the bottom 5 of like the teams left, so I was like. I'm like looking at him. I'm like still playing. I'm like, stop it, fucking stop it. And I'm like, bro, I'm like
just yelling at
yeah, and I'm yelling at my girl. They're like, yo, come get this little motherfucker.
Christian thinks you're giving freaking call outs during
bro. It's 12 p.m. and I didn't know that, and she's like asleep.
Yeah, you woke her up.
I'm like, damn, my bad. Like I didn't even notice that. She's like, you can't pause your fucking game. I was like, no, I can't pause this shit. Like I was like, I wish I could, but I can't. And I was like, and I fucking died because like I'm like trying to do both at the same time, and I was like, all right, cool. Like I died now, like I'm not gonna come back. So now I can fix it. And she's like, well, I'm already up now, and I'm like, okay, well, yeah,
just a chaotic.
Yeah, just bro, that was just chaos, and I was just like trying to get it all under control while playing video games, and my priority. But yeah, so other than that, like he's a good dog though, like. He has his moments, and those moments are wild ass moments.
Oh no, he's a good dog though. Zuko's cool. Yeah, how old is he?
He's gonna be 9 months this month.
Oh, okay. I mean,
yeah, he's still a puppy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like he don't know right from wrong like yet. Like he does, but he doesn't. Like
you just expect it because like dogs develop so quickly compared to like humans. So it's like they're almost full grown size, but yet they still have
a baby mentality.
Yeah.
He's a fucking toddler right now. That's all he is.
I had a psychology teacher back in the day who trained Belgian Malamutes or whatever. Malinois, yeah. He would breed and train them, and like 90% of his dogs when I'm going to the police department and stuff like that.
Bro, those dogs like need training and like energy. Like they're crazy dogs.
Yeah, but he would say like for the training, he would he wouldn't tell the dog no for like the first year. I was like, what? Like, you don't tell. And he's like, it's not their responsibility to kind of like know right from wrong yet. Like they really can't. So you have to remove as many obstacles as you can.
Yeah.
And then just positive reinforcement, all the good stuff.
That's true. A lot of it goes into positive reinforcement. Because I noticed when I tell my dog no, he does not like this shit.
Like,
I'd be like, no, put the finger in his face, and I just see his like little nostrils starting to flare up, and like his little face starting to scrunch. Like, I'm like, motherfucker, no, don't do it. He's like, I'm like, all right, whatever. But yeah, I mean, yeah, taking the obstacles out of the way is like one of the easiest ways that I figured out of like trying to stop him from being bad, like limiting his like ability to be bad. But I don't know, he finds a way to like push the limit, and I'm like, damn,
creative,
bro. He gets super creative. So like, yeah,
dogs are menaces until they're like 2. So like Oakley, bro, there was like a drop off, and like she was a little velociraptor until 2. Like, I swear to God. Like, I feel bad. You watched her for a little while, and I was like, bro, I handed you over that little monster. I was like, good luck.
First of all, this is like a monster that needs like so much attention, and like it's like the most delicate monster. He hands me over, and then he hands me her over. He's like, yeah, so she needs this like twice a day, and you need to put her eye drops in like 3 times a day because she has allergies. She had like and I'm like, allergies, motherfucker. This is a dog. It's supposed to be outside. No, what you mean it got allergies?
I forgot. She had like a sinus infection when you watched her.
Yeah, so I had to like give her like eye drops like every other hour and like some medicine like twice a day. And I was like, oh my God, bro. Like you take more shit than I do. You're supposed to be outside in the wilderness herding cattle.
Honestly, little Australian Shepherd.
And you over here came and take some pollen for in the winter time.
Low-key, I'd be saying that when she's all cuddled up on the couch in like a blanket. I was like, you should be chasing shit right now on a ranch, fending off coyotes.
Facts. It's like that meme where it's like, did you know like 5,000 years ago you would have to fight for your meals outside on your own in the wilderness? And then they like zooms in on their dog like cuddled up on a pillow. I'm like, this motherfucker.
That's facts.
Bro, but yeah, so... yeah, she was a little menace, but like she wasn't like. See, I can deal with a menace part-time menace, but a full-time menace, bro, it's a lot being a dog parent.
No, yeah, and that's the thing is like most people just get them to have like a companion, or they just get it like, oh yeah, everybody has a dog, like get one. Yeah. It's like this is like having a little child almost.
Oh no, it's for sure like having a little child. Like one right when you get a puppy, like I didn't realize like how many times they wake up in the middle of the night, bro. That's literally like a child, like a baby. Like, this thing wakes up crying because it has to go take a piss because its bladder's, like, this big. It's like, yo, I got to go out. I'm like, bro, I just took you out. And then take him out, he'll pee inside. I'm like, no, bro, what's going on? So, and then also, like, you got to feed them. You got to make sure you give them the right amount of food. They got to get exercise. They got to get attention. A lot of people think they can just get a dog and, like, they get I think a lot of people get the concept or, like, they think that it's, like, almost like owning a cat. Like they're gonna be like self-efficient, like cat. Like you throw a cat in a house for a week and it'll probably survive.
It would.
It'll find a way to survive. Like you just give it one of those automatic feeders and automatic water. Like that thing is good. No. It don't need no attention. It don't need no exercises. Just in the house. Dog is completely opposite. Like they have legitimate like little personalities and like they're like little babies with sharp teeth.
Yeah, they need to be stimulated, 100%. Trained, get their energy out, bro, all that good stuff.
They need so much stimulation, like,
yeah, and that's another thing is, anytime like early on when she had accidents or early on when she was being crazy, like most of that stuff was because I probably neglected another part of the routine through the day. Like, yeah. I missed one of your out times, or you didn't get one of your walks, or like stuff like that. It's like that's why it happened. It's like,
yeah.
That's
why I don't really get too crazy like at my dog. Like Zuko's at home. Like I get it. Like when we're at work, he's at home for like 4 hours. So it's like he's legitimately like not getting any attention or like exercise or like any stimulant for those 4 hours. So I understand like him fucking something up or like him like being super like super all over the place. Like when I get home, like he probably has just like so much anxiety, like because has so much energy. He's just like, I don't know what to do. Like I'm gonna fuck something up. Like I get it, bro.
There's a moment when like, so I'm taking Oakley outside and I'm like trying to teach her to be like off leash training now. Yeah. And it's like, so I take her outside and I like drop my leash and I just see it Her eyes just go black. And like Oakley disappears for a second.
Gremlin comes out.
I'm like, whoa. Just grabs her leash and darts off.
You're like, nah, yep, you got to get back on this.
Yeah, so then, but it's cool because then I start to walk away and then like she snaps out of it real quick. She's like, oh. No, I can't leave. Don't leave me.
That's good. Nah, Zuko dip. Zuko dip. The other day, so like, but I trick his little dumbass. So like, the other day we had one of those leashes that kind of like contracts and then like extends. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. He like saw something and he just fully just darted and it snapped. And I was like, fuck. And he was like dipping. I was like, oh my gosh. So I just like yelled Zuko. I was like, Zuko. And I just dipped the other way, and I was like, I didn't even look to make sure if he was running or not. I was like, "Buggy, I know he's gonna run." And then I like ran like straight into the house, and then sure enough, this fool come right behind me. I'm like, "Stupid ass!"
Thought y'all were playing.
Yeah, I was like, "Stupid ass, got you." And I closed the door. But yeah, like they need so much stimulant, and like especially like when you go out and like give your dogs walks, like when they smell and do all that stuff, that's literally like them like getting like their memory bank filled up. Like their nose is so powerful and they like rely so much on their smell. It's like that gives them so much stimulant. That's why it's like super important, like when you give your dog a walk, like to make sure like he smells everything or she smells everything, just because that literally stimulates their mind and like saves it back in like the memory bank. So it's like they rely so much on that. That's why then when you bring them out, it's just like they need to go do that. And if you like kind of get that away from them, that like
throws them off.
Yeah, it gives them anxiety and shit.
Because now they like aren't familiar with the area, the smells, and all that. And then when they do get it, they're like overstimulated because they're like, I'm not used to that.
Yeah, exactly. And then they just get tired out. They're like, damn, like my brain was firing over there just because I was smelling a whole bunch of new shit that I've never smelled before. So yeah,
change.
Definitely a lot when going into the dog.
But super rewarding.
Oh yeah, bro, I love my dog.
Yeah,
definitely when
pros outweigh the cons a millionfold. Like my sanity, my routine, like everything that dog gives me.
Dope. I legit like love like waking up because my dog will go outside and then he'll come like run straight into the bed and like just like cuddle with me. And like low key, he's like the reason why I be late sometimes, because I'll be like late to functions or late to stuff because he'd be like knocked out and I'm like, oh, he's like nice and warm, nice and warm and cozy. And I'm like, okay, we sleeping then, my boy. Like we both going to sleep. And then like I'll like kind of like roll over, and because it's rare like when he like goes to sleep, it's either like he'll come in like mess around, cuddle with me, and then he'll get up and do his own thing, or he goes straight to sleep. And then like I'll like roll around, like kind of like start to get up, and I see him, he's just like like stretching, and he's like, nah, I'm not getting up. I'm like, all right, then we not getting up.
Oh my god.
So yeah, yeah, it's a lot going into having a dog for sure. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I just been planning for like school and stuff. Like I'm back in school. Well, I'm not back in school. I've been in school. I'm just have different classes.
Is this your last semester?
Yeah, should be done.
Oh, sheesh. Mm-hmm. Damn, that's exciting. No, yeah, I've had a lot of team members at my gym kind of switching their availability around because they just had to select classes. I know it's summertime, which is also funny. Like all their availabilities are switching up, but it's like also we're getting like super busy at the gym because everybody's like last minute trying to get to their goals and whatnot. And like, what is wrong with y'all? But even me, like low key, been a little bit more consistent with my workouts because of the wedding this weekend. It was like a week ago. I was like, I think I'm gonna go home. I'm tired. Karen just texted me. She's like, no, just 2 weeks. That's it. No, like, oh, you should go. No, you shouldn't go. Just 2 weeks. 2 weeks from the day we go to the wedding. She's like, if you want to look good in that suit, you better go do your cardio.
That's how you know. It's just 2 weeks from out. 2 weeks out.
But it's really interesting because obviously there's tons of different people that work in our gyms, and there's like part-timers, there's full-timers, there's people that have been working in these gyms like 22 years. I've even had people who like, there's a kid recently that's like, hey, I can't come in because I got a final coming up and like I need to study for it. My assistant manager was like, yo, you knew about this final forever. Like, this schedule's been out. You got to come in or get it covered. And he's like, but my degree. And he's like, you're not going to get your degree because you're not showing up today. And he's like, well, no, I will. And he's like, then don't put that on me.
Yeah.
But there's like that. And then I had another scenario where there was a coworker of mine who actually like stopped being a general manager to go pursue their degree. And it's really interesting that there's a lot of people not doing their job because they're focused on school, which like school is important. But in this day and age, I just don't know if it's necessarily worth the weight that some individuals put on it.
Yeah, it's crazy because, especially for like people in the work environment, because obviously we're both general managers, so like we have to deal with people that have to deal with like schedule changes and people that go to school and when I hear that, I'm like, bro, I'm a full-time student and I was working 40 hours a week. Like I did both and I prioritized like both because I know that's the things that I wanted in life. Like I prioritized school and I prioritized work. Like you're just mixing up your priorities when you can't do both. And I get it. Like maybe work isn't a priority. Then why did you come like to work? Like why are you working? If work isn't a priority and like you getting money isn't a priority, then why are you here working?
But
I get it. But like
they say work's a priority because they're going to school for this degree, which will get them more work.
Oh yeah,
in their mind, right? Like that's how they rationalize it.
So that's why I'm not lighthearted for anyone that says like, oh yeah, I gotta do this, and I'm like, bro, you're last minute telling me this. Like you get a syllabus and you know exactly when your school and your finals are supposed to be at. Like, bro, don't holler at me.
Yeah, and to your point, you're a full-time student and you work way more full-time, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's like
in a gym.
Yeah, so it's like I know it's doable. It's just motherfuckers don't like doing it. They don't like putting in the work and grinding to go do it, and then they want to complain about like not having money or not having like the stuff that they want. And like, bro, stop. That's your own fault. But
and I think it's because so they kind of break it down into a triangle, right? So you have at the top of the pyramid, maybe they have school, like that's the number one priority. The bottom left part of the pyramid, you have like hanging out with friends, socialization, and like you time. Yeah. And the right side of pyramid, we'll call that work. Yeah. And it's like, that's your pyramid. And it's like, you can't really balance out all three. Some people can, like, more power to them. But most people, I think they put too much in one of those like edges. And then all of a sudden they try to knock one off. It's like, no, like school and friends, or, oh, school and work, I can't socialize, or work and socialization, I can't go to school. Yeah. But you got to figure out like, what is those priorities to you, and then realign them.
Yeah, that's crazy because, I mean, again, like being like a general manager and like understanding like what I like look for in like people's resumes or like what I look for hiring someone. Like, again, like I don't go straight to degrees. I go straight to like work experience.
Oh,
like,
100%.
So like you could have a degree in like whatever you want, but again, like I'm probably not like looking at that. I just scroll down and I'm like, oh damn, like cool, you got a degree. But then I go to like your work experience and like I seen you only worked like one job back in like 2012, and I'm like, I don't know if I really want to like bring you onto the team. Like I get it, like you're like a book smart person. Like who knows? Like you probably didn't even do anything in college. Like legitimately, like you could fly by with like doing the bare minimum.
What do they say? They say C's get degrees.
D's get degrees.
D's get degrees. Yeah.
D's get degrees.
And to your point, like us as people, you know, giving people these jobs, and we hire people from frontline employees to people who make a really good living wage, whether it's front desk, sales, personal training, assistant managers, department heads, like. And I think to your point, all those aspects, the first thing I look at is relative job experience. If you have a degree in that field along with that, it's like if you could do both and you did do both, I'm like, yo, okay, dope. Yeah. But I guess that's my kind of question is, in today's day and age, is college as important as I guess it used to be? Is it important today for the general population, or, you know, are there specific scenarios where it is more important than others?
Yeah. I think it's all based off like your own perception and like your own like opinion. And depending on like what route you're going in, like there's successful people in our career that are making like way over like 200K. Like if you call that success, like a lot of people will say like, I just want to make 100K. And like there's GMs pushing that right now. Yeah. And none of them have college degrees.
For the most part, yeah.
And then for like the most part, and then a lot of people in our higher like RVPs and DMs like that are pushing that 200K mark or like 300K mark. A lot of them don't have college degrees. So it's like realistically, it's just based off of like what your occupation is going to be and like how valuable you think that degree is. When realistically, like people get degrees in like fucking basket weaving, and then they're like, damn, like I'm not doing anything that I'm doing with my degree. Now I just have this piece of paper, and it's like realistically now you're in debt. Like you're crazy in debt because now you have a bunch of school debt because of a degree you don't even utilize. Or two, it's just like now you just feel like shit and you feel like you got to go get another degree to go get an actual job, which isn't the real case. Like you can really go and apply for a lot of these jobs without college degrees. Yeah, some of them will be like college degree like recommended or like would like to have college degree, but that's just like for those jobs for, I don't know, like weeding people out, like filtering the bunch, I would say. Like, yeah, you put the people with college degrees in this category, but put the other people with like no college degree in this category. But at the end of the day, it's like realistically, it's off of like how, like whatever job you're going to and like who's hiring you, because I go based off of work experience. So if I see like a resume with like a ton of great work experience and like you've been working in the industry for like 5-10 years versus like someone that's fresh and has a college degree, like realistically, I'm probably going to pick the dude with the more experience. And it just depends on like when, like what I need to like hire on as well. Like if I need someone like new and fresh and ready to go, like then I'll probably pick like the college degree person because they're going to probably be new and fresh and hungry, like ready to go. But if I need someone that needs, like I don't have enough time to develop someone, then like I'm probably going to pick the person with more work experience.
More of a plug and play.
Yeah, more of a plug and play. I get to shoot them in there and they like already know like they're a vet in the game. So it's like I realistically don't need to teach them up or like I don't need to do too much to like get him like with the ball rolling. I think it depends on what is your expectation of a degree and what do you want out of it? Yeah. Because if you do, like you were saying, lawyer, doctor, like scientist, stuff like that, like job specific, like go do that 100%. You need to be a expert in your field. And the way to typically do it in those areas is hundreds of hours of coursework and like in lab work and things like that. But a lot of these jobs that people do, it's like, maybe you don't need that much schooling. It's like that saying, don't let your like schooling get in the way of your education. Like there's tons of experience and tons of learning, especially in today's era. Like you literally between Google and YouTube, like not even any like specific websites, like the amount of free information that's out there is insane. It's crazy.
And also to the point you had, these people getting all different types of degrees, in which that's fine. We've talked about before, try things like I would recommend somebody going and taking classes, but I don't necessarily if you would put like a whole like plan together to go get this type of degree yet. Like I always tell people to go try courses and see what you like, because last time I looked at it, the stat was 80% of people with degrees work in fields unrelated to their degree, like the emphasis it's in.
See, that's ridiculous. And it's like now all 80% of those people that are working in that field, I don't know about all 80%, but majority of them are going to have college debt. And
some sort of, for the most part.
Yeah, some sort of college
Some people
debt.
might have had scholarship, or that's what I'm saying. A family member who made that investment for them. But it's like, if a family member came to me and like down the road and they're like, hey, I'm going to go to school for business, blah, blah, can I have, and like say SDSU, can I have like $120,000 for my 4 years of college? I'm like, how about you go try life a little bit, maybe take a couple courses. If you want to try some smaller businesses, I'll do some small investments, 20,000 here, 20,000 there. And it's like that he's probably going to learn a lot in that like 40,000 I gave him than the 120,000. That's if you have a family that can support that kind of thing.
Yeah, obviously I'm thankful enough to get my college paid for by the military. So like that was one of the bigger reasons why I did go to college, was just because obviously like I'm getting it paid for. So I was thankful enough to do that. But again, like realistically, if I'm not going to be in those like certain like occupations, then I probably wouldn't have went to college. Like on being like dead honest, like I honestly probably wouldn't have like went to college because the stuff that I want to do and like what I want to pursue realistically doesn't need a college degree. Like I want to own my own business, and obviously I want to work my way up like the food chain. And
what are you going to school for?
Business. Okay. So it's like, makes
sense.
I'm in the occupation that I want to be in. Like we're both general managers. It's all both business related. And like what I want to do is obviously like entrepreneurs. I can't even say that word. But start our own business. So it's like realistically, I'm learning more about running a facility, like a gym, and like that experience about how running a like actual business with like P&Ls and KPIs and stuff like that. And it's like, I really realistically don't learn that in college. Like there's a couple of stat classes that I take, and like there's a couple like microeconomics and macro like stuff like that. And it's like, like it literally goes like in one ear and out the other ear sometimes. I'm like, why the fuck am I taking this course?
Or it'll give you a little bit of foundational knowledge, but as far as like the application you learn on job, it's like like maybe now it makes a little bit more sense because you heard it somewhere in a class.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I mean, I feel like even if that, like, I could have figured that out, like, in the experience.
for sure.
So it's like, realistically, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just giving me like a little bit of a head start, but not too much.
No.
To the point where it's not like I can figure that out
Just
on my own.
like the time and everything you've put into it. Like I've seen people behind because they went to school for that many years. I've seen some people ahead, right? Like a great portion of people go to school and get that degree, come out and, you know, maybe are the same pace of other people are ahead. But it's like, I see a lot of people get a degree, don't know what they want to do. And then now they're actually like a couple of years behind some of their peers. And I think a lot of people go to school because they think they have to.
Yeah.
And it's like they have to go get that piece of paper and nobody can take it away from them. But then they do it because they thought that put them ahead. And they thought that degree was so powerful. So I would almost say know why you're getting it and also understand the expectations that you're setting on that degree.
For sure. Yeah, just because, I mean, one, I like what you said about like going and trying out courses before you actually like deep dive and like pick something. Just because I changed my my major so many times to the point where I was like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. So like originally it was supposed to go and like be firefighter and like paramedic, so like that's what I was going for, and then switched over and I was like, you know what, I want to do kinesiology. I want to be occupational therapist, and I was like, you know what, not digging this, and switched it over, and I was like, all right, well, what are we gonna go for? And I was thinking about psychology. I was like, yo, psychology is dope. I love like thinking about psychology, and like I love how like the brain works and like how people make decisions. Like I was like, that's pretty dope. Like, but then I was like, nah, I'm not gonna deep dive into psychology. And I was like, yep, fuck it.
I feel like they should foster that a little bit more, like allowing you to try things and allowing you to switch majors and without it hurting you so bad. Because a lot of people are afraid to switch majors because of how far it'll set them back. I've heard so many people be like, oh, I was majoring in this, but I switched to psych, or I was majoring in this, and I switched to this because it was the quickest way to get a degree and get done. I was like, if you're doing 4 years of school and you're already paying all this money or getting in all this debt,
you better get what you want. Yeah, you better get what you want. That's crazy.
They're like, nah, I just wanted to get it done. I was like, what? So, but you said if the military didn't provide like school funding for you, you don't think you would have gone?
I probably wouldn't have gone.
Yeah.
Realistically, I probably wouldn't have gone. I think it's more like the only reason why I would have gone is just because of like the social acceptance of having a degree. Like that's probably like the only reason why I would have gone.
And that makes a lot of people go.
Yeah, literally.
And I think that's a big thing is like people are scared to tell their parents like they don't want to go to college, or they're scared to tell people like straight out of high school like they don't want to go to college. And that's, I'm not saying it's okay to like straight out of high school like decide like, oh, I'm not going to college. That doesn't give you a stamp of approval to just be a bum for 2 years after high school. No,
that's what I was going to say. I was like, I get it. Like, if you're a kid that's like actually has ambitions, or if like you're someone that has ambitions and goals, like, you know, like kind of like where you're like headed, or like kind of what you want to do, versus like, oh yeah, I'm not going to college because fuck school. I don't want to do all that work. And you're just chilling at the crib and like at McDonald's. I'm like, nah, you should definitely go and at least go to college and like learn some shit, or like get some of that experience at least.
And there is a lot of discipline and stuff that comes from like going to college, especially if you're working and going to college. Like, so like you said, you did a full-time schooling and a full-time job. Now you're general manager, still doing full-time schooling. Like when I first, you know, was going to school, like I did 2 years in a community college, but I was doing full-time, and I worked a part-time waiting job, and I worked almost full-time at a gym. And it's like, I was burning myself out. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't know how long I could have sustained that. But then, obviously, my injury happened. And then when I was no longer going to be able to do the job that I was going to school for, I was like, I'm not going to continue going until I figure out what I want to do. And the intent was figure out what I want to do and then go back. But then I found a way to do what I wanted to do with life application.
Exactly. So I think a lot of it, one, you're right, because college definitely gives you like a certain type of discipline and a certain type of time management, depending on if you're that person.
But so can a job. And
so can a job for sure.
And all the kids will say, like the ones changing their availability, who only work like 3 days a week anyways. Yeah. And they're like, oh, I picked up a class. I'm doing 2 classes this semester, and I can only work 2 days. And I'm like, they're still going to the beach. They're still working out all this time and like doing all these other things, which still focus on you, right? Like, I don't want to romanticize the grind. Yeah. But you do learn a lot in
the grind,
in the hustle.
You feel me? Like
you learn a lot about
yeah.
yourself, the world, and what you're capable of and what you're not capable of.
100%. And I don't know, like if it was, I was just thankful of the military, like being able to like have that like such high workload on me, because wasn't too crazy. Like that stressfulness or like that workload wasn't wild. Like I woke up at like 7 8. Well, I had class at 7 a.m. all the way to like 12. And then from 12 to like 8, I would go to actual work. And then from like 8 to like 10, I would work out. And then from like 10 to like 1 a.m., I'd do my homework. And then it would just be all over again. Or it would just set time aside to do my homework on my days off. And like I get 2 days off. So it was like one day was for like pumping out homework. And then one day was for like enjoying my life. So it was like, yeah, it was a tough workload. Like it was long days, and I for sure was like knocking out and going straight to sleep. But like, it wasn't something like crazy, like overwhelming to the point where I'm like, okay, like I got to cut one of these out. And because I'm not having a life, because I was still having a great time, like in my social life. And then I was also like knocking out classes, and I was also getting paid at work. Like obviously I did great at work. I'm a general manager now. Like clearly I wasn't slacking off. Like there might've been days where I was like, for sure slacking off, but but I mean, it wasn't like my whole career was like that, and I had to be like, yo, it's either this or that. You feel me? So a lot of people just can't handle that like hustle and that grind to the point where it's like it's just too much for them, and I get it. Like a lot of people aren't built like that.
No, I mean they're not, but you should have a point in your life where you see kind of where your limits are. Otherwise, you never know.
Yeah,
like you're gonna get a rough patch in your life. Like, oh my god, this is awful. If you've never experienced a little bit of grind,
bro,
like
seriously,
there was a stint, and I still had a good social circle at this time, but it was like there was a stint where I would work the overnight at the gym. So that was 10:30 p.m. till 6 a.m. I'd go home. I'd sleep for about 4 hours, and then I'd go to school. I would do my normal classes. I'd get out of school, like whatever that was. So let's say 12 to like 4-ish, 12 to 3-ish. Like I would do 2 classes a day, and then I'd go hit the gym, finish the gym. I would drive to my EMT class, and that was 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then I'd drive back to the gym to do my overnight. And it's like, so there's really like only 4 hours of sleep there. Like, but I would do that like 4 days out of the week. And then like my social life was in like the other 2, or I would wait tables on Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday were still like kind of mine. But like that was go mode. Like,
and low key, it feels good. Like productive. I kind of loved it because like I was super productive. Like I felt like I was just on like a grind schedule. Like nothing was like, I didn't have like outside like distractions like bothering me. Like, and if I did, it was like to a minimum because I minimized them. And when I was like saving money because I wasn't going out like too crazy like that. So it was just like, boom, wake up, school, work out, homework, sleep. Like it was just that. Like that was it. And I was like, and then my days off, like it was cool. Like knock out some homework, or like I'd stay like up later during the week just so I can for sure have like an actual legitimately day off to like hang out. And I enjoyed them. Yeah. And like it didn't help that like, well, it did help. Like I used to work weekends all the time. So it's like,
that was another thing. Like I was one of the only people that were like, you want to work weekends? So I was like, give them to me.
Yeah, I was like, I fucking hated working weekends, but hey, guess what? Like, someone's got to do it.
When I was in sales, I wanted weekends.
Yeah,
because it was like no managers were there. Like that was my stuff, and it was like usually if you smash it, you kill your goal. Like maybe get to goof off and focus on you a little bit.
I mean, it was cool. Like that was the same thing. Like I get it. Like the weekend, it was like kind of own your own weekend. But at the end of the day, like everyone wants to hang out on a weekend. So it's like no one wants to work on a weekend.
But so I guess back to like school, evaluate what it is for you. It might be right for you. It might not be for you. Look at what you want for your life, and then also try things like whether it be work, whether it be school, but also like
just know at the end of the day, like the degree isn't the end all be all.
It's not the magic key.
Yeah.
It's the things you probably learn along the way more than that, than I would say. So when I hear kids doing these soft class loads and soft work loads, I'm like,
clown.
What? You can put yourself so much further ahead. Like if you put your head down in a frame like that for like 6 months, a year, 2 years, like where are you at?
Hey, just grind because bro, at the end of the day, after you grind, bro, it's gonna be more blissful just to chill and like be like,
and it's not just gyms, right? Like all other careers are gonna be looking at the same thing, work experience and stuff like that.
Literally everywhere. Yeah. It's not just one. Like my homie works for Tesla, and like he don't got a degree. And my boy makes solid money at Tesla. Like,
they want the people who do the job the best.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I get it. Like, if you want that occupation for a certain like degree, then I get it. But again, it's not the end all be all. So,
and I guess I put an asterisk on it. So earlier I was like, don't romanticize the grind, but also hustle.
Yeah.
Busy isn't always productive either.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like if you do the same stuff and you never progress as well, like make sure there's at least like
some
what
progression.
The busyness that you're doing is like pushing you in the right direction.
For sure.
Like you're not, if you did this same thing for 3 months, you would not be where you are today.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that was a good segment.
Yeah.
Now let's finish it up with the 5-minute fitness tip. Cause
you know what time it is.
This week's 5-minute fitness tip is
no deep voice this week.
You know what time it is. It's 5-minute fitness tip, baby. This week's 5-minute fitness tip is cardio and how and when you should be doing cardio. What is cardiovascular, like workouts, stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enlighten them.
Felt like since summer's coming up, and I know all of you are doing your last minute workout, thought we'd throw this in there. Previously, we kind of talked about how maybe resistance training is the most optimal way long-term for when it comes to weight loss, but we know that cardio is still just great. Like exercise in general is going to help you with your weight loss goal as long as you're in a calorie deficit. So today with cardio, there's a couple different forms and there's a couple different ways to do it. My biggest thing is cardio is a tool as much as every other workout modality is. I wouldn't go all out. So one of the biggest things when I see people have a goal, like, I'm going to a wedding this weekend, and I've known about this for a couple months, and it's like, I'm not going to bang out an hour of cardio because I'm like, if I do this every day and I sweat, like I'll lose weight.
Yeah.
I'll probably start implementing it at the end of my workouts, do 12 minutes, then 20 minutes, because your body adapts. It's the same as like when you add 5 pounds to the weight. With cardio, you don't want to go all out and then your body adapts to that hour. And now where are you going to go? You're going to go to an hour and 10 minutes? Like, I hope not. Like, don't torture yourself.
For sure. Cardio is great. It's going to help like lower your blood sugar count. Not lower, but like regulate blood sugar. It's going to help with like cholesterol. It's going to help with your heart health. It's going to help with a whole bunch of there's a whole bunch of great things that cardio does. And it's one of the things that no one likes to do. Like,
there are some psychopaths.
I guess that there are some psychopaths out there that love cardio.
The runner's high.
But the big homies like me and you, we don't like the cardio. Like we scared of that section over there with the lights and all that. See, I don't like all that. But you got to get out there and do it. And low key, like, for like different training modalities, like you don't want to be so heavy in one section. You want to like kind of mix it up. Like
be well balanced.
There's obviously like the functional training, there's resistance training, there's cardio, and then there's like flexibility, mobility. You don't want to be right there in the center, and you want to have that great balance of everything. Just because if you're so heavy on one side, it's going to be it's not going to be a great like lifestyle to live, and it's not going to be good for your kind of like your workout, your furthered workout modalities. So
yeah. No, absolutely. You want to be well balanced. Cardio is good for your heart health. It's great for recovery. It is good for building up cardiovascular endurance, like not getting winded.
Yeah.
When I place this into my program, I use it as a tool to resistance to fatigue, and then also it does help me burn a little bit of extra calories. So
speed kills.
Speed does kill. Like I want to move. I want to be agile. Quick. A thing that I always like to ask my new clients or new members when they say they're most comfortable doing cardio and this is going to be one of their primary forms of exercise is 1, why are you doing it? And then 2, how do you measure success? Because if you're doing cardio, a lot of people are like, well, I'm going to run for a mile. I'm going to run for 3 miles, whatever that might be. And they don't worry about their heart rate. They don't worry about the time. And the time might vary, right? Based on how you're feeling, how'd you hydrate, how'd you sleep last night? Same with the weight. Like if you're grading yourself only by how much weight you can move, you're going to feel great some days, you're going to feel bad some days.
Yeah.
But it's like there's target heart rate training when it comes to cardio. I think that's a great tool to use. Most cardio equipment at gyms. And when we talk about cardio equipment, elliptical, rower, Stairmaster, treadmill, all have a heart rate monitor. Bike, if not, most people have Apple, Fitbits, Apple Watches.
Definitely try to figure out like what your zone is. There's 1, 2, and 3, and like definitely don't push that zone 3, but try to start leveling out. Like if success is like you being in zone 2 for like 10 minutes, and great.
Yeah, absolutely. Know what you're getting out of it, right? Because if you're just looking to sweat and like feel like you got like a good workout, like you might not be progressing as much as you can be.
Might not be doing a crazy workout just because you a sweater, my boy. Like
I see some people
dripping, sweating. And I'm like, you just walk 10 minutes.
Yeah. And you could just walk on incline, low key. Like I would start with that before doing everything intense, because again, your body will adapt over time.
That's a hard one. Walking on incline.
I'll start with like 1.5 though.
Yeah,
it's not on the 12.
Put you out.
But I guess we'll say we're kind of getting on time, but I would leave them also on maybe understand the differences between steady state and interval cardio.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's steady state cardio where your heart rate is constantly at that like constant pace and like constant level. Like if you're in zone 1 or zone 2, like that's steady state cardio. You're just sitting right there in those zones for like a 5, 10 minute or 20 minute, 30 minute time period, depending on how long it is. And then there's intermittent, right? Interval, my fault. Interval cardio, which is a little different, where it's kind of like you're in zone 3 for like 5 minutes and you're back down to zone 2 for a minute, or you're in zone 2 for 10 minutes and you're down to zone 1 for 5 minutes. So it's just switching it up. And then again, that interval training or interval cardio is a little bit more beneficial. I wouldn't say a little bit more beneficial, but it does help your heart out a lot, just because it's trying to regulate its blood pressure back down to like normal. Once you go back to that normal, like zone 1, and then you bump it right back up to zone 2. So it does help out with a lot of things.
100%. I think you explained it really well. Because you have these percentages of your heart rate max that are maybe more effective in certain time frames. But obviously, if I just got my heart rate to like 180 beats per minute, like I can't sustain that for a long period of time. You can call that, for example, your zone 3. Like I can't keep that going for 45 minutes, which steady state is like 30, 45 minutes of just running. You're probably going to be at a lower pace, and you're going to be at a lower like heart rate zone. And that's okay. And you're burning a lot of calories while you do it, 100, 200, 300, whatever that might be for you during that time frame. Whereas interval training is you're going to spike it. You are going to be in that 180, that zone 3 for like a minute, but then you bring it back down to a zone 1, and then that's where your body actually works harder to recover. Your body likes to keep a level of homeostasis. Yeah. It's the same as if you go into a cold room and then a hot room. Like your body uses energy to try to regulate your body to bring it back to your core temperature. And it's the same. You have a heart rate that like your body likes to do, is whether that's 80 beats per minute, 82 beats per minute. So when you take it to that 180 and you're there for 30 seconds and then you go back to a walk, your body goes into recovery mode and starts bringing that heart rate level back down to, say, walking heart rate, resting at 120. And it's like that could possibly be a more effective workout. It's a lot of the times more time efficient, because in that level 3 where I'm in that sprint for 30 seconds, obviously I'm pushing forth a lot of effort. I'm burning a lot of calories. My heart is working super hard. My muscles are working hard. So it's like in that 30 seconds, I was able to get this output that I couldn't necessarily get when I was like jogging, if that makes sense.
100%. Great tip. Great tip today.
Yeah. Do your cardio. Don't skip it. It's like leg day. We need it.
Yeah, we need it. Do it. So it's a great way to wrap up the hustle huddle. You feel me? And hustle is the only controllable pillar of success. So stay tuned for next week's episode. Tap in, like and subscribe, follow us, do all that good stuff, and shout us out. I know y'all be like, oh yeah, I be seeing your podcast, this and that, but you don't really be liking it, or you don't really be following it. So don't come holler at me.
Where can you find us?
Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter,
Google Podcast,
Stitcher. Where else? You name it. We there. TikTok, bro.
Amazon Music.
Yo, grandma crib. Like, we all there.
It's a fan.
It's a different person's crib every podcast.
Because we every there. We everywhere.
We out.